You're watching lesson number 4, Hundertwasser, how to use markers. I want you to notice as you look at this picture how one side of it has markers that look really good. It's solid, it's filled in. And on the other side, it looks kind of empty, as if the markers looked like they were dried. Did you know that there's actually techniques that teach you how to use your markers correctly? That's right. If it's been your goal to learn how to use markers correctly, say no more. I am your marker genie, and I'm going to teach you. Over the many years that I've been teaching art, I've learned how to take these simple markers like these and use them in a way that makes them look like they're very expensive markers. So let's go over the supplies you will need in this lesson. We're going to need a coloring sheet, but instead of buying one, let's create our own. This is only a practice exercise, so let's just use a half sheet of paper. Grab your pencil and your eraser. You will need your black marker or Sharpie, and of course, your colored markers. First, let's go ahead and create our own coloring sheet using the simple geometric shapes we've learned in the previous lessons. You can follow along with me, or you can create your own. Let's first draw a simple circle shape. You know how, so let's get started. Next, I'm going to draw a square, but I'm going to overlap the line right on top of the circle. I'm going to do the same thing with another circle, but this time I'm going to draw an overlap on top of the square. Watch how I do the same thing by overlapping the triangle to go right across the circle and the square. By overlapping the shapes in your drawing, you'll actually create a more exciting and unique coloring sheet. Overlapping in art is the placement of objects over one another in order to create the illusion of depth. As I continued to draw, I thought it would be very interesting to add some curved lines in my coloring page. You can do this if you'd like. It's entirely up to you. When you've completed your drawing, go ahead and take out your black marker or Sharpie and very carefully trace over your lines. Remember, you're creating your own coloring sheet. That looks great. Now let's go ahead and learn how to use our markers. This is the first technique. Draw an outline or trace around the inside line of the area you want to color before you fill it in. This might seem a little confusing, but don't worry, I'm going to show you how, so go ahead and grab your markers. The challenge will be to make sure that each section is a different color. That's right, you cannot have the same color touching each other in any area or section on your coloring page. So once again, you're going to have to tap into that part of your brain, the higher level thinking, the problem-solving part of your brain. You can do it. Watch me as I start to do my coloring. I pick the section that I want and the color that I want to use. Then I very carefully trace around the inside lines of the shape that I'm going to color in. This little technique actually helps make sure you stay within the lines. Now you're going to learn how to use directional strokes with your marker. You'll either use a vertical stroke of your marker, or if that's not comfortable, turn your paper and you can do a horizontal stroke of your marker. Whichever way you choose, you'll use the same directional stroke throughout the entire coloring sheet. Here, let me show you how. Notice how I carefully fill this section in using an up and down or vertical stroke of my marker. This technique is especially beneficial if you have a marker like my green one. As you can see, the marker was going dry, but I'm able to very carefully put a second layer of color to make it more vibrant. Let's watch again. I'm going to very carefully trace the inside area of the section that I want to color in. Now I'm going to use an up and down or a vertical stroking direction to fill in that section with the color. So let's review. You're going to outline and trace the inside section that you want to color in with the color that you've chosen. Then you're going to use a direction, this one is up and down or vertical, to fill in that section. You notice that I've used the same direction to fill in the green section, the red section, and now the gray section. And this is what makes your marker coloring page look amazing. I think you understand by now, so go ahead and try this on your own. And remember, this is just a practice sheet. It's time for a time lapse. You're almost done. Just keep working to the end. Finally, you're finished. Wow, that looks so amazing and it's so bright I have to wear shades. Congratulations! Now you know how to use markers.